Hey friends, welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you've been here before, and if you haven't, hey, I'm Claire. This is my channel, and I have come up with this look for today's video. Today's look is very monochromatic, and I used a lot of maroon, cranberry, berry kinds of shades, because those are just the kind of colors I gravitate towards, especially in the fall time. So I came up with this look, and I used the Jaclyn. I have stuff on my teeth. Okay, let's get started. So I have already moisturized my face, and I have been using the Murad Hydrodynamic Ultimate Moisturizer, and I've put a little bit of the Laneige Lip Sleeping Mask on. Technically you're supposed to use it while you sleep, but I also use it like all throughout the day, and by the time we get to the lips, they'll be good to go. Okay, so for today's look, I was just looking at the Jaclyn palette, like I always am, and it was just sitting on my counter, and I noticed this color right here, this like cranberry shade, and I've never used it before, and I was like, wow, that's really pretty. So I want to use that for sure. And then I thought about doing like a monochromatic look, so like the same hue like on my cheeks for the blush, and then like the same kind of lip color. And I have like some swatches here of what I think would be pretty similar. Like we'll see what it looks like on, and then we can like adjust. But I think we're gonna do like monochromatic, like cranberry on the eyes, the lips, and the cheeks. So without further ado, let's get into it. I'm gonna put this headband on for no reason, but every other beauty guru does it, even though they could easily just put their hair behind their ears. So I'm gonna do it. I think I'm going to start on the skin first. That's just what I just always do. You can start however you want. I've been using the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Marine Boosting Skin Mist. I got it in the Sephora Play box, so that's why it's like a baby version. But I really like it. I think it's an extra added layer of hydration, but also it helps prime your face, but it can also set your face. So it's just like an all-in-one kind of thing, and I've been really liking it, so we're going to start with him. I have really been liking the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Complexion Primer. Also a little baby version that I got in the Sephora Play box. Focus! Oh, I just threw it. And it does a really good job of blurring everything out. So I put that like where my pores are the biggest, which is like right here around my nose and on the apples of my cheeks. And then I just use whatever left in my smile lines. And then I put a little bit under my eyes to like soften and diffuse the lines I have under there, which are quite a lot. And then whatever's left I put on my forehead and my chin. For foundation, I can't get it. Got it. I've been using the Make Up Forever Ultra HD foundation in the shade Y245. Also mini, I know. I'm going to go out and get full sizes, but I guess that's the point of the Sephora Play box. You find the things you like and the things that you don't, and then you go out and buy the things that you want in full size. So I think it's a really good investment. It's only $10 a month, and I usually like more things than I don't like things, if that makes sense. There's only been like a few things that I'm like, never using that again. So I'm just going to take a damp beauty blender that I just broke. I broke it today. I'm so sad. And just pounce this foundation into my face. It's definitely not matte. I would say it's a satin natural kind of finish. Just somewhere in between. Just looks like your skin, which I really like. For concealer, I will be using none other than the Shape Tape. Sorry about ya. But I have yet to find another one that I like. I thought I was liking the ColourPop No Filter Concealer. And it's a good concealer. It covers really well. It's really lightweight. It's like, it's good, but I was noticing whenever I would put that on, and I usually layered it over the Shape Tape because I didn't have a light enough Shape Tape, so I would use a lighter No Filter concealer. Sorry, my brain just shut off. And I would notice that throughout the day, my concealer underneath my eyes, that whole area, would just start to look extra cakey and extra dry, and then it would start to like ball up and like be very patchy and like be places where there was zero concealer, and I was like, this is odd because I've always used the Shape Tape and I've always used the RCMA No Color Powder to set underneath my eyes, so like I know it's not that. And I think it was the ColourPop concealer that was doing that to me, so that's probably just my skin, because I'm very dry and I have a lot of lines under there, and it just really wasn't working for me. But it felt really good and it covered really well, so it most likely will work for you. I just have weird under eyes. So I'm going to leave this concealer here for a few minutes. It's this thing that I do that I don't think does anything, but I'm going to leave it there, and then I'm going to do my brows really fast, and we'll be right back. Okay, the brows are done, and now I'm just going to blend in that concealer that's still chilling underneath my eyes. I feel like by keeping it there, it adds like more coverage, because it like, when I go to blend it out, I'm not blending it out completely and like taking all of it away. Because I just feel like that's what happens when you go in with a really wet concealer. And especially with a beauty blender, I feel like it just is like, oh, just kidding, and I'm not staying there, and it just like takes it all off. So that's why I do that, but who knows if it actually does a thing. So I'm just putting on a second layer, because why wear one when you can wear two? And then to set, I'll be using the RCMA No Color Powder. You guessed it. And I'm just putting this around my nose, also in my smile lines, and a little bit on my chin. So I'm going to move on to the eyes, and then we'll finish the face after we see how the eyes end up looking. And after we throw everything. Also, sorry if you can hear rain. It's like really hot in my room, so my window is open and it's raining. I'm just running a little more of the RCMA No Color Powder onto the eyelid. I'm going to take this really fluffy brush, the Morphe M533, and just brush on a skin tone kind of color. It'll be a little darker than my skin tone, but I'm just literally washing this all over everything just to help blend. Next, I'll be taking the Mikasa Beauty E330, which is basically just a smaller version of the brush we just used. And I'm going to take just a shade darker than what we just used on our eyes. Oh, why does that look like that? Okay, this brush has black on it, so let's not use that one. I'm going to take the Mikasa E320 instead, which is also dirtier than crap, but that's okay. And we're going to try that again. And I'm just doing this like in the outer corner, and then also blending into the crease and just going back and forth, back and forth. It's going to be super messy for like a long time until we finish. And like I mentioned, I'm using the Jaclyn palette, so I will put all the names of each shade that I use, but right now I'm just looking at it, I don't know the names, so I'll have to list it. Okay, this side's a lot darker than this side because we accidentally put some black on it. So I'm just going to even these out really fast. This one is still darker, but it's okay. It's okay. So I'm going to take on the same brush, the deepest burgundy shade that's in the palette, the Jaclyn palette, and basically do the same thing, but this time we're going to darken the inner corner as well as the outer corner. On the Morphe M139, we're going to take that same shade and place it on the inner corner. So we're going to do like a halo eye. And then you blend it up and start to connect the two. Like so, and then we're going to go back in with the blending brush, the E320 by Mikasa, and just blend these together even more. Next, I'm going to take the dark purple in this palette, which I do know is called grape soda, and we're just going to put this on top of where we just put burgundy, and only do like the bare minimum, like very strategically placed. And then we're going to go back in with the same brush, pick up more of the burgundy kind of color, and blend that out. Now we're going to take like a flat shading brush, or even a concealer brush will work, and the cranberry color in the palette. I'm going to wet my brush a little bit using the Pixie Glow Mist. You can literally use anything, water, spit, whatever. And we're going to place that on that inner third, or the middle third, sorry, where we don't have any of the shadow. And I do like a swiping kind of thing. Swipe. Kind of like that. I'm just going to take that blending brush again and kind of blend where these two colors meet. And then wet my brush again and go in with one more dab of that color just to make sure it's as intense as it can be. And really just focus on the very center, just like patting it in. To further brighten underneath my eyes before I move on to the lower lash line, I'm going to take some Well Rested powder by Bare Minerals. It's like a loose powder, and it's basically a powder concealer, which is a weird invention, but it really helps brighten up under the eyes, and you can totally use this just like as your concealer instead of doing what I did, which is very excessive. For the lower lash line, basically we're just going to do exactly what we did on the top, only on the bottom. So first we'll take like a light brown and just run this completely underneath. And then take the burgundy, do the same thing. And then we're going to take that purple grape soda shade and just do the same thing. And then we're going to take a touch of the shimmery cranberry color that we have on the center of our lid and just put it on the center underneath. And that is it for the shadow, and then we'll move on to liner and lashes and stuff when I decide what I'm going to do with it. So I'm going to zoom you out and we're going to finish up the face. So we're going to contour the face a little bit with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Contour Kit using the Cool Tone shade. And I mentioned this in my last video where I did like normal makeup, not Halloween, that I realized I was bringing my contour like way too far in, So I've just been putting it like from here to here and then blending it forward instead of doing it from here to here and then blending it forward, because I feel like it just is a lot more flattering on my face. So if you are like, why does my contour look like absolute trash and why does it look like I'm contouring, then maybe try like to switch up your placement or how far you're bringing it in. And then for bronzer, I'm going to be using this one by ColourPop in the shade Afternoon Delight. And if you're wondering why this is patchier than sliced bread, I got purple eyeshadow on my face and then I had to take off that part of my foundation and put more on, so that's why it looks like trash. But hopefully when we spray some setting spray on it and stuff, things will kind of like melt back together. My whole life. For blush, I'm going to be using, I'll be using Nightingale by Becca, and it's like the most beautiful burgundy kind of color, but it's super pigmented, so I just go and then on the back of my hand and then I use it because it is real pigmented, as you can see. For highlight, I will be using two. I will be using Near May by Dose of Colors, which is a lot deeper than a traditional highlight for someone of my skin tone. But I use this mixed with the ColourPop highlight in Here Kitty Kitty. The reason I do that is because colors like this that are super light and super pearly like kind of colors always go on gray, green on my skin. Like it's never just like, oh, blinding pearl highlight. It's like, oh, ashy, but also blinding. So like it's not attractive. So what I've learned is to put another highlight underneath. To put another highlight underneath that has a lot more pigmentation rather than just being a straight on sheen. Like this one is it's got color to it. It's not just a highlight. So I put that first and then I add the ColourPop one, which is just like a blinding brightness. I put that where I want to strategically place it, and then I put it on top of this color, and it just doesn't go ashy that way. So that's what I have learned. So if you have trouble with highlights being ashy on you, perhaps it's just a little too light for that area, so maybe go in with one that's a little bit deeper underneath and then put it on. I don't know, that's just what works for me. And now we're going to douse ourselves in the Pixie Glow Mist. This is my favorite makeup spray, setting spray, hydrating spray, everything spray. Oh, it like saves my face when it's getting crusty and dry and weird. And it smells good. And it adds like a dewy finish, so if you're into that kind of thing, you will love this. Okay, I have some lash glue drying. And I'm just going to put some mascara on, and then we're going to pop the lashes on. For lips, I wasn't sure of a color to use, like something this exact color. I like just couldn't find one, so I thought perhaps this would work. We'll see. I can't imagine. It's not as pinky as I would want. For the this to be like more monochromatic. I don't know. Do you think it looks good? Okay, what the heck, we'll just leave it. So this is an LA Colors Pout Lip Gloss Matte in the shade, there is no shade. I ordered a bunch of makeup off of AOA, I think, .com, where everything on there is $1, and I think I'm gonna do like a video on that stuff, see if any of it's not crap. This doesn't feel like crap, so perhaps this is good. Lashes, these are also from AOA Studios, what it's called, and they look a whole lot like the Ardell Demi Wispies. I'm just gonna trim these to fit my eye using the Duo Dark Tone Lash Glue, and these are $1. So like I don't see why you would spend more money unless you were wanting like a different kind of look, like the faux mink or the mink fluffy kind. But for like more not special days and just everyday kind, like I don't see a problem using $1 lashes. And the Kiss Lash Applicator, literally the best thing for lashes. The lipstick is dried and it's very comfortable and it doesn't feel too drying, so I think it might be a win. I just got lash glue in my hair. And this is the final look. I love how it came out. I'm really actually liking these lashes a lot. And the lipstick, I like a lot. It's very comfortable right now. It might be a different story later, but as of now, it's not like doing that weird sticky thing. And it's completely dry, and it took like seconds. I like the eyeshadow colors a lot. And yeah, this is something I would do for like any event or party or dinner or going to the grocery store. I wear really dramatic makeup all the time, but this is super fun for like fall, and I like doing like monochromatic kind of things, like an all brown smoky eye with like a brown lip. Dead. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and had a good time sitting and chatting with me while I don't stop talking. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and like this video, comment down below what you want to see me do next, and that's all I have for you. I'll see you in my next video. Thanks, guys.